Hey guys, it's Young Wealth. Now today we gotta talk about something very crazy. We gotta talk about ICP. Now this is the article I wanna actually discuss today because it's like the elites are really trying to get you to sell your ICP. Now before we do that, we're gonna look at something very amazing because the market is down. Bitcoin's at 57k. The fear and greed index has actually slid more towards the fear side, and ICP is one of the only coins that's actually up in the green today. Like, just look at it fighting back. ICP is literally fighting back, and it's to the point where I know that even in the 2027 bear market, this coin won't go that low. Okay, like it's gonna take a big dip, but I don't think it's gonna drop 95% like the other altcoins. I think it will hold up very strong, just because it's like I feel like it's the next person. It's the next coin to actually take Ethereum's place. It's the next coin to take Ethereum and BNB's place on the top 5. All of these type of coins is gonna really overtake these coins, especially when we get into the bull run. So now we have the other way. Let's go on a 7-day. We are actually only down 2.74%, which is very impressive considering that Bitcoin is down like 10% on the past day, or 9 to 8% on the past 7 days. So we're gonna go to the monthly now. Now it says we're down 22% at a high of around, we had a high of around $18.56, which is not the best if I'm being honest. But when we look at these type of things, we have to see as opportunity to get into these cheap discounts. That's all it is. Like I get more bullish when I see red. Why? Because I know there's more potential for us to recover. Now we have that out of the way. Let's get into this article. Right now it says Forbes good for nothing list targets overvalued blockchain. Forbes has made a bold move in the blockchain world by releasing good for nothing list. This list features blockchains such as Ripple, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Internet Computer, Stellar, among many others. The controversial list highlights the issues of inflated valuations and overhyped blockchain launches. It critically addresses the persistent problems within the industry. The core critique: market saturation and its victims. Although innovative, the blockchain industry has often been plagued by absurd valuations and the emergence of overvalued coins. These do not substantively advance the technology or practical applications. This practice not only misleads investors but also distorts the market landscape, making it challenging to distinguish viable projects from speculative bubbles. Forbes' list brings attention to these fundamental concerns, making a significant moment of alignment between traditional media perspectives and seasoned industry observers. Right now, this is where if things get really crazy, right? And this is where I just have to question elites for a second. I have to question the higher ups, because it shows us, and it says good for nothing blockchain. Now we're gonna get into this and actually read it. Right now it says that, if we just go over here, it says, okay, XRP, I can't argue with that. It's a good for nothing blockchain because they don't do anything. Cardano, ADA, I would strongly disagree that it's a good for nothing blockchain. It's actually one of the most efficient ecosystems, so I disagree with that. Bitcoin Cash, I don't really know too much about. Litecoin ain't really good for nothing, but it is a bit outdated now. 5th on the list is actually Internet Computer. This is where things get a bit crazy, because it's to the point where, like, how can it be a good for nothing blockchain if it's solving the $9 trillion IT problem right now? How can it be a good for nothing blockchain if it's working to advance into the next the next generation of web? Okay, it's advancing into the Web3 generation, and its IT computing is like cloudless. It's like it don't require another cloud, the third-party cloud, to actually develop or run properly. So it's to the point where, how can we call this coin actually good for nothing when we know that IT is huge and ICP has a lot to do with IT? How can we call it good for nothing when we know it actually has a great utility? And how can we call it good for nothing when there's developers actively on this site and they're actively on Internet Computer and they're actively developing stuff on ICP, and it's got one of the highest developer use rates out there on the blockchain, if not the highest. So it's to the point where we cannot call these things good for nothing. And I know exactly why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want you to sell the bag. They at least want you to get rid of your ICP. The higher ups do not like you actually owning ICP. And it's to the point where I know that these same people that are saying ICP is good for nothing, they probably own ICP. But it's to the point where if we just go back on the article for a second, it says that over here, where does it say? It says, when we find what I want to actually break down, right? Let me just find what I want to break down. Bear with me, guys. There's a line I want to actually talk about. So it says, although innovative, the blockchain industry has often been plagued by absurd valuations of emergence of overvalued blockchain. That's what I'm saying. This is overvalued blockchains, right? Now, when we talk about overvalued, how is it overvalued when ICP is meant to be worth 100 billion? How is it overvalued when ICP's tops is meant to be like 150 to 200 billion in the next bull run? So it's to the point where how can it be overvalued when we know that we are not even at the tops of the market? This is nowhere near overvalued, if you're asking me. And it's also saying that the market's oversaturated. The only thing that's oversaturated right now is the meme coin market, because there's being thousands of. How can you say that these coins are oversaturated when they all have different utilities? See, this is the trick they want to put you in. They want you to jump in that trick bag, and they want you to say, oh no, Forbes, it's official that ICP is no longer good because Forbes has confirmed that it's a good for nothing blockchain, because Forbes knows all the millionaires and the billionaires, so we should believe them. Don't believe what they do. Don't believe what they say, believe what they do. I can guarantee there's some people working for Forbes behind the scenes that actually own some of these quote unquote good for nothing, these allegedly good for nothing blockchains. I just believe that they did this because they want to actually trick you into actually selling your bag. And it would be a dumb decision to read this Forbes outlook and actually say to yourself, you know what, I believe in Forbes, so ICP, Cardano, Ethereum Classics, whatever coin you're holding on this list, Casper, like they even put Casper as a good for nothing for blockchain. So it's to the point where like now we know the person that actually made this article, I don't know what they were smoking, but that must have been some good stuff, because they need to really put that pipe down. But I don't know what they were smoking, but as I said before, it must be some good stuff, because like they were really out of their mind when they made this article, because it's like, it's very bold. At the same time, you made it just before bull run's approaching, so it's like you're gonna be looking very stupid in the next 11 months. They're going to be looking very silly in the next 11 months when they say these quote unquote overvalued blockchains are valued at another 20x in evaluation. So it's to the point where I had to make this video telling you guys about this craziness, because it's like, how can it be overvalued when it's nowhere near Ethereum's market cap, and Ethereum is not as good as ICP? And sadly on this, do we have Ethereum anywhere on this list? They have Ethereum Classic. ETC, but do they even have Ethereum on this list? Because they know that Ethereum they're puppets for Ethereum. They're actually puppets for Ethereum. They don't have Ethereum normal on this list, but they have ICP on this list, when ICP is better than Ethereum. It's quicker than Ethereum, more efficient than Ethereum, it's more innovative than Ethereum. It has smart contracts with AI. Ethereum does not integrate AI. Let's remember that, guys. Ethereum does not integrate AI, so we have to understand that for a second. Like, it's not really innovative. They're not changing the game no more. But Ethereum is very important at the same time. But ICP is going to be more important than Ethereum when the years come by. So at the end of the day, I had to make this quick video breaking this stupidity down. But I'ma actually get out of here, make another video. So make sure you guys smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, also turn on post notification bells. And also, if you're new on my Discord, be sure to please join the Patreon. Over there, you will learn about different cryptos that I don't speak about here, more low-key coins that can make you those 150x's. So with that being said, like, join the Patreon, link in the description. I'm out.